man, Dan here, Warframe. Quickly, I want to say thank you to Sentient Abolisher for this awesome Cupra braid gift. I didn't even realize it existed in game, and so that's awesome. Thank you immensely. I can't thank you enough. Merry Christmas back at you. Um, Also, what we're going to basically do here quickly in this video is go through my Nezha and my Oberon color schemes because it is something that is asked a lot lately of me. So let's get it done. So let's go ahead and start out obviously with Oberon here, being my most used frame still, favorite frame of all times, with Nezha coming in as a close second. So in appearance, I am pretty simple with it. Sometimes I change the colors around a little, which you guys actually tend to notice when I change the colors around, so it's interesting. But just running the regular Oberon helmet. I definitely got the Immortal Skin. I think the Immortal Skin is freaking awesome. Noble animation set. Sometimes I change that as well. But the Immortal Skin, you know, you got the Feyark skin, which is pretty awesome as well, especially with my color scheme. I think it comes out and looks just amazing. Okay, you can't go wrong with that either. Again, like I said, sometimes I change the yellow a bit, sometimes I'll change the blues around a bit, but for the most part we keep it steady. Of course, I like this setup the most because he just seems most masculine in this particular thing. I don't know, maybe it's just me. So I've got a couple colors here. Most of these are in my presets, but let's just look at the primary color. The primary color here is actually under the infested, so it's an infested blue right down there, bottom. Okay. Obviously black is, I mean, you can get black from anywhere. You can get black from the fire palette. You can get black from the smoke colors palette. You can get black from Tenno palette. You can get, look at that, I've still got locked palette. Oh wow, I've still got locked palettes. You believe that? I don't even know why. I've got more than enough platinum to unlock them all. You can get them a little bit from here, the Orkin one. You can even get a saturated from, you know, from the original color classic. But black is a color that I use a lot. And generally, for the most part, I would say when I use black, I tend to go all the way down to the actual full-on black. Okay, Tishieri, there we go. It's the same thing, full-on black. You can change it around anytime you want, but I like the black. Of course, these are, you know, the clan colors more or less. Though I did add the white now that we have the new logo as well. So you got the white on there. And similar to the glyph. Okay, under accents, I've got this one right here from the fire. Fire seems to be one of the ones I actually use a lot throughout the palettes. But this yellow right here, of course you can change that intensity a bit depending upon what you're really looking to do, but I just find that that's a really nice looking yellow third row down center. And then again down here in energy color, I'm actually right here on the Shamrock. It's a slightly different blue. Slightly different blue. For me, it's more noticeable. I don't know if you guys even notice it when you're looking at the stuff. But for me, being on the computer at the time that I'm actually playing and whatnot, I can actually notice a difference in the color. And I think it also just displays nicely on my extra stuff that I'm using here. So my Yamako Prime Sindana, I love this thing for Oberon. I think it's perfect for him. But you guys know that from the 100 Days of Warframe mashed video. This is the character that you saw me showcased as in there. And of course my Targus Prime armor is like phenomenal on Oberon. And if I'm not using the Targus Prime armor, I tend to actually use just the regular Oberon armor. I don't know. I mean, the standard Oberon armor to me does look phenomenal. When you're looking at the arm pieces, at least at a minimum, or the shoulder plates. So I mean, even if I'm there, I think the shoulder plates just look awesome. so sometimes I'll just run those.
There's a time-limited mission alert available.
But
Check navigation.
by far my favorite armor set ever is the Targus Prime armor, and it has always fit him very well. At least on this setup here. You're talking the Feyarch skin, it might be a little bit. It doesn't fit the Feyarch skin very well, but on him here it does work. And of course, I just copy over the colors exactly as they are, and it just keeps the scheme, the grand scheme of things, really nice. Okay, so we've got that, and you can see I'm still playing with the Grinlock and the Dark Split Sword. But let's come over here to the other one. Where are you, Nezha? So he's slightly different in color schemes, as you can see. It's still a blue, it's a black, and it's a orange, if you will. And this is something that's been talked about in many conversations, if you will, is the color scheme that I'm using here. And there is that Kuva Guard Sindana. That thing is just awesome looking, and it fits him, except for these little pieces that come over that kind of bleed in. But for the most part, I think that one's awesome, and it fits in on him very well. Anyway, so appearance-wise, now the color, the I don't know, the fire color that comes with them standard is just not good enough. It's just not right. It took me a while to find the color that I really liked on here, and again, you can see my primary is black for the base. In terms of the blue, I'm actually using this one right here from the Tenno palette. It's a slightly bluish gray, which I think works well. And of course, we got the Pakal armor on here, the Stalker armor. I think looks awesome on Nezha. But in terms of here, the tertiary and the energy color, I am actually coming in the fire palette right here, about just a little bit under halfway down. This is the orange that gets you that really good looking, like more realistic fire looking, especially when I'm using the Firewalker that you've probably seen in a lot of my recent videos. And I got a lot of people that ask me about that color. So there it is, straight off the fire palette. I don't think I would change it to any other color at this point. I used to actually have it all the way down as a black, but then I couldn't see it and nobody else saw it. I mean, it was fine, but you know, I mean, you want to show off a bit. So right there is the way that I do it. I'm using that particular fire orange, and I think that one sits just well in here. And I'm using it under the tertiary, and I'm using it under the energy. So the tertiary gives me just around the ring, you know, all those important little pieces as well. And then when you get into the attachments, I change it up a bit. I take the black out because I think when I put the black in, it just doesn't seem right to me. So if I put the black in, it, especially on the Sindana, just kills the Sindana. So I'm keeping it right there because I want it to stand out a bit more. That's just me. So it's a slight difference. Otherwise, everything else is the same in here. And of course, coloring. I mean, it doesn't really take much to make something look good. But the Kuva braid right there, that's awesome. Again, thank you. And I use the Pakal armor on here. Pakal, whatever you want to call it. Targus Prime armor doesn't fit well with him, at least in my opinion, because he doesn't have the bulkiness to work it. The Day of the Dead stuff, or the Porta chest plate, the Porta armor. Porta armor looks pretty cool on him. Then you get extra bleeding down here with the way his leg things are set up. So these don't seem to bleed as much. It kind of leans, it goes over that leg piece that he has. So it's just personal preference. That's all it is. But there's a lot of different ones you can go with, of course. So that's it. Those are my schemes on these two. They're my two most used frames anyway, so they're the ones that everybody identifies me with. Hey, Angus. Angus is just walking around doing his thing. And sure, he's just passes out wherever he wants to. Whatever. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys in next episodes. Warframe, Division, all that good jazz. Until then, we'll see you soon.